Hello, I am Addison Morris with the Women's Cannabis Chamber of Commerce, and this is Cannabis Clip Notes with the CEO and founder of Potency Number 710 line of skincare products. Mandy opened her first skincare clinic at the age of 20. As she gained more firsthand knowledge on the importance of safe ingredients, she began researching ancient medicines and cannabinoids. Her goal was to create more than a high quality skincare product. Mandy created Potency Number 710 to be more than a brand. She created a lifestyle of self care inspired by nature and higher intentions and infused with love. Mandy is an innovator, a visionary, and a trendsetter. Potency Number 710 has been disrupting the skincare scene with cannabinoid skincare products since 2018. So, Mandy, what is cannabinoid skincare and how is it revolutionizing beauty with science and nature?
Wow, that is a big question. Hi, Addison. Thank you for having me on. I'm super excited to be here today and to be on a real mission. I mean, this started from back when I was a little girl, and I don't want to take you too far back because I only have about 18 minutes to say all the good things I want to say. One of the first things I would like to say when I describe potency that it's luxury yet down to earth, and a cannabinoid beauty brand to me is the most part of the cannabinoids that I'm utilizing are coming from the cannabis plant. Something that I've been very passionate about for a very long time and believe in the power of other plants. And I just never had access to use cannabis in the way of skincare like I had the other plants prior to beginning my career at the age of 20. I used a product out of Paris, France, when I first built my skincare clinic at 20 years old. And already then, I was very conscious about ingredients and what was in the products. And I knew that the American standard was quite different than the European standard, and that if I was going to do skincare, I probably wanted to go with the stricter of the two as far as what not to put in your skincare, and really focus on what was good and what needed to stay out of it. Yonka worked a lot with essential oils in the beginning, which also became very taboo, I must say, just as almost as much as cannabis. I felt like the moment that the 1900s began and synthetics were pushed out the door to begin making medicine and our beauty products, that a lot of synthetics got through the cracks and caused a lot of the issues that we're dealing with today. Fertility issues, eczema,
Mhm.
psoriasis, asthma, cancers. I mean, there's numerous side effects that come from smothering your body in petroleum or harsh synthetics. So I knew becoming an esthetician, it was important for me not to get phone calls every 5 minutes that their skin was burning or it was itching or what was this ingredient they couldn't pronounce. So I kept it pretty simple and focus on definitely what not to put in there. But when cannabinoids became legal in 2018, I was fascinated that I was going to be able to work with this plant. I'd watched my dad spend a lot of his time pioneering for this plant before it was cool. And he spent 15 years in prison for this very plant. And I like to say that I guess early on, if I was given a gift in my life, it was to have the ability to turn an ugly situation into something beautiful. And I kind of think that's how I just ended up in this industry, in the skincare industry from the beginning, is because I loved watching transformations. I loved watching people find the power in plants, and I loved watching them, smile. In a lot of the photos that people collect for me, I really notice in their before photo, their face has a frown in it, like it's almost like it's sad. And then when you see them 3 days after or 5 days after, how many ever days they send me that after photo, their smile lights up and it's like a completely different person. So the thing that I believe has been the problem with skincare is it should have never been separated from what self-care is. And self-care, people need to understand, is essential. It's not optional. And it's very important in skincare being the largest organ that your body has. That is says so much about what you should be doing to your skin every day. Also alongside nutrition, because I believe that food is medicine. So I've always asked myself, does this serve me? Is this going to be good for me? And I've always been very conscious about ingredients and from food all the way to skincare. So I think just being conscious about what we put on our body daily and being intentional is the first step. And everybody gets overwhelmed sometimes and is like, we can't possibly stop consuming all of these chemicals and synthetics, and we can't possibly stop eating, this and that. But you can, and you really can, and you just have to do it very slow and take your time going through your cabinet and looking through your cabinet and asking yourself, does this serve me? Is this got something in it that I don't even know what it is? And so that's your first question, to make it pretty simple. There is just to look and read those ingredients, and if you can't pronounce it, then that's something you definitely want to look into. I work a lot with plant oils all my life. I can't imagine not working with plant oils. And working with cannabinoids has changed the skincare game for me. I'm watching results happen almost instantly. I watched a sunburn go down in 24 hours with 2 applications of my gold serum. People with fair skin know that a sunburn can last sometimes a week, and you go through a process of peeling, and your skin's discolored, and it's itchy and it's uncomfortable. So that was pretty fascinating to watch the power of it as far as an anti-inflammatory, watching that redness go down in such a quick period. I have 2 photos up here today too I want to talk about, that are actually results that were received within a 3-day period. Um, the first girl on the left was using Accutane and a Biore charcoal cleanser. So I have a charcoal cleanser, but it's completely different than the Biore ingredients in their charcoal cleanser. So I asked her to switch to our cleanser, which doesn't have cannabinoids from the cannabis plant in it, but it has cannabinoids from green tea, which is another thing a lot of people don't understand, is there's cannabinoids from other plants as well that work very well with the cannabinoids from the cannabis plant, and green tea and clove being 2 of those. Dr. Blair has an amazing product with clove that I swear by, that's an endocannabinoid balancer as well. So I'm really big on any kind of cannabinoid, but particularly like the cannabinoids from the cannabis plant. I think that's where the results are coming in, and working very effectively, because it connects to the cells in the body. And then the cells in the body are connected to what we have all just learned recently, about a system in our body called the endocannabinoid system. And these receptors that they have in the body, CB1 and CB2, those CB2 receptors are responding extremely well to cannabinoids being used topically. I'm watching a lot of people get to throw out some prescriptions. Number one, the girl up here we were speaking about was also using Accutane. And Accutane comes with some very nasty secondary side effects, depression being one of them. And it's really sad, because these kids are already depressed and they're getting bullied at school because they have a zit. And they're trying everything to get rid of it. And it's really bullying what a lot of kids go through at school over their skin. And so this girl had been on Accutane. And so I know her well. I know her mother. And I said, let's talk to the doctor about taking her off of that Accutane, and let's try this differently. So she agreed to use our cleanser and my gold serum. And in 3 days, her before photo is on the left, and on the 3rd day, you can see that she took that almost all of those cystic acnes are almost gone. And then the other girl on the other side used my gold serum, which contains 20 plant oils, 100 milligrams of CBD, and 50 milligrams of CBG. And for those that don't know, CBG comes from the stem cell of that plant, and it's considered the mother of the plant. So on the left, you could see that she had stress, acne, and a lot of pigmentation. A lot of times our hormones bring on pigmentation. Birth control can bring on this type of pigmentation. Pregnancy and perimenopause can even bring on this kind of pigmentation. And also using retinoid products and not practicing safe sun can cause a lot of hypopigmentation as well. So she also had the darkness under the eye area, and was just looked a little sad in that left side photo. So we used the gold serum day and night, 2 pumps, and the third day she sent me this photo, and it looked like she had laser resurfacing, which is quite remarkable, because if you've ever priced laser resurfacing, it is anywhere from a couple grand up to 10 grand to have some of these lasers done on your face. And I looked at a lot of laser resurfacing photos from physicians, and have found that my product is almost giving them as good of a result, maybe better, because it's actually helping the actual top layer of the skin and making it healthier. So it's working for multiple things. I say that the product's going beyond beauty at this point as well, because people are emailing me daily saying, I use this on shingles. I use this on a chemotherapy burn. I have a client here who had a very bad chemotherapy burn here, and was in the hospital. And I reached out to her mother and sent them a bottle of gold. And in 3 days, you can see how much happier she is, with that rash and reaction gone, and the inflammation as well. And it's hard to make claims in this space, and you really can't. So that's why I've been asking for people to take good before and after photos since I began, because as an esthetician in the medical field prior, I knew that before and after images were very important, and that I wanted to show the power in what cannabinoids are doing. And I think I'm at a big advantage in the topical space, because people that are taking a tincture or a gummy, or utilizing cannabis in other ways, can't really see what's happening on the inside. You might start to feel better and feel like you're doing well, but to really be able to see it firsthand, it's like, wow, if my stomach's that red, and then now I'm taking this product and it's fighting this inflammation, and now I know my stomach could be less inflamed just by looking at what it does topically. It's a pretty good example. It's gone beyond beauty, I say, because I intended for this to be a beauty product. And you can see here this lady's hands. She's been probably washing her hands in the wrong dish detergent, which is another thing you need to think about. When you're using dish detergent, women spend a lot of time at the sink. I know I do. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm a founder, and I work from home as well. So there's always dishes in the sink. So during COVID, a lot of people also experienced that with washing their hands a lot and using all those sanitizers. So I had a lot of women reach out to me about their hands during that 2020 time as well. But this is 2 days. The lady used a sample, and then her son came back and bought a big bottle. And that's in 2 days she got some relief. But I also let her son know to tell his mom to look for a more plant-based, gentler dish soap, and to maybe toss out some of those known brands that we've all been using for a very long time, we're now finding out a lot of bad information about. So just be very careful with what your laundry detergent is even important. I have on this shirt, if I wash it in a very highly chemicalized laundry detergent, and then I go and sweat and get this shirt a little wet, it could react that chemical component in that detergent and then cause a rash on my skin. Because some people are like, what does it matter about your laundry detergent? You just throw it in the washer and then you dry it off. Well, those chemical components stay in the clothes. And you also hear that a lot about specific fabrics and how certain fabrics are more vibrational for us, like hemp and cotton. And, these are more vibrational fabrics for our body. Even we're getting a bad rap about spandex right now. So many girls running around the workout pants. And if you ask anyone that does MRIs, they don't even allow you to wear a workout pant in the MRI machine because there's that many heavy metals in those pants. So that's something that people didn't understand either. It's the fabric we wear is just as important. But with skin being the largest organ your body has, I think men need to understand also that skincare is self-care, and that they also need it as well. Men need probably more nurturing than we do because they're working out usually in more harsh elements. if they're digging in the dirt, road construction, or gardening in the dispensary. Um, it's very important that they take that care of themselves as well, because it's like a grounding. When you stop and take care of yourself, you're grounding. You're creating a ritual for yourself, and that self builds confidence, and confidence is key in just about everything we do in our life. So don't, skincare isn't just physical. That's what a lot of people think is I don't need skincare. I don't use skincare, and I'm blown away by that. So, it does reflect our external health more than people believe. We have to invest in ourselves. And I think that when you go in the bathroom and you've got that 5 minutes for yourself, you really need to invest that time into yourself. And when you can utilize products that are more nature driven and less synthetic, then it's almost as if you're tapping into something higher, and it becomes so craveable that you don't go without it anymore, and you know that you need that 5 minutes of skincare and self-care to get through the day, almost just like you do with a workout, to get your blood going in the morning, to have that exercise, that full body, ritual that you do. If I didn't exercise, I don't think I could get through the day. My energy levels wouldn't allow me, especially going through perimenopause. So just practicing these rituals, I think, tend to put us at a higher vibrational level. And when you're covering up with a lot of synthetics, and you're really kind of shutting down so many parts of your body, and it can be very unhealthy. And people don't realize it, how much is absorbed in our skin. Um, so even diapers, when I
Mhm.
had my son, I think about diapers and why that was important. And when the child uses the bathroom and pees on the diaper, it reactivates all those chemical components. So if you could buy a diaper that has 70 less ingredients in it, for a few, maybe it's $1 or two more, but you're not going to have to buy the diaper rash cream because you're not going to have rashes. So people need to really think about everything that goes on their body from the moment that the baby is born until it's an adult, as to, less is better. It really is. And that's why when I created this gold serum, I was very happy to see the many different things that people were using it for. Like I said, I was getting emails on brown recluse spider bites. I've got an email on. I've gotten it on acne, anti-aging. Shingles was a big one. The shingles one was a big one for me because the client reached out and said, I couldn't stop itching during the night. And I put your serum on. I reached for it. I was desperate and thought, let me just try it. And the rash went completely away, and she could sleep. And so when people start telling me this is life changing, it was really hard to grasp at first. I didn't want to hold that much power, um, that fast. And so I guess just coming into my power with each product and being comfortable with it, has gotten me to this special place. And I struggle with hiding behind the turkey bags or not hiding behind the turkey bags. And a lot of my content is not for a lot of women. A lot of women look at my website and they don't want anything to do with my product, because maybe they don't like cannabis, but they don't understand that I'm not smoking my product. I'm using it on my skin. So I think a lot of women are going to start opening up to the stigma, and hopefully I can help clear it along the way. But I certainly don't want to hide behind this plant, because I am on a real mission. And there's some days I run from a red line because I'm self-funded, and I do spoil my members, and everything's beautiful, and I create beautiful gifts for them and gold fanny packs, and just gifting a lot of samples and travel sizes. um, just I feel like that it hasn't been about money at all. It really has been about the real mission, and that what is to come to me will come later. And the support I'm getting from all of the women has been more valuable to me than a funded brand right now. So just building this organically has been sometimes difficult. And then not having the social media and the advertising abilities that other brands have, but I haven't let it get me down. And that's where I began doing a lot of cross marketing. And you'll see at a lot of my tables, it's not just Potency at my table. I have other brands at my table, other women that I want to stand next to me in this mission and help me clear the stigma around this plant. So people just understand it's just another ingredient.
Oh, but it is more than just another ingredient.
Yeah.
It's an ingredient that actually works. And, with potency number 710, since you have started it in 2018, you've got the track record. You have stats on what does and does not work. And you have so much information. And for everyone out there, Mandy has written so many blog articles that you can find on her website, really going into this a lot deeper because this is a huge topic. And this is not even the tiniest tip of the iceberg on this. And it is difficult to say this is an amazing product, which it is. I personally use it. Uh, but to when there's so much out there on the market right now that says CBD, that does not mean because it says CBD on it that you're getting the same benefits or you know what you're getting. So I hope that you all will visit potency number 710.com and really check this out. Okay, I'm trying not to endorse this blatantly, but I just want to say, trust me.
Right.
Trust the old lady in the room. So
You know what?
thank.
It's amazing to be on this side and to hear the testimonials come through and everybody's like, I'm not paid to say this, I promise I'm not, but it's so good. And so it's that's so rewarding. And I think another thing, Addison, real quick, I want to add is how the people receive the package. I don't just throw it in a brown envelope and toss it in the bag and
Mm.
say you're out. I have put so much intention behind touching, feeling, looking, designing, packaging, making it have this luxury feel, but be down to earth at the same time. And I get a lot of people that say that they forgot they paid for the product when they got the package because it was like getting a gift and that they felt like they got a hug when they opened it. So those kind of testimonials are what that's why I'm still sitting here because it all is with about intention. And one of the blogs, Addison, I recently we wrote about the intention of utilizing cannabis. You know, people who are abusing it, it's not going to work when they need it. So really utilizing cannabis with intention, and utilizing everything you do to yourself with an intention of asking yourself, does this serve me? It's just a really good way to start. But thank you, Addison, for having me on here and being next to me since 2018.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mandy. Uh, and I hope that we have this opportunity again because you bring so much to the table. And some might even say you made one of the tables. So thank you
I
so
sure love
much.
to decorate tables, I'll tell you. I made a little decoration today. I brought some of my favorite brands and my brands to this table today. I don't know if you can see all of this stuff at my table today, but I have all kinds of different brands and different people that I bring to the table and kind of just set that table and set the energy in the room and the space and I lit a stick of sage to clear all the stigma for us before we started. So thank you for having me.
And thank you for a really positive, inspiring cannabis